Hi everyone, this is our 9-7 Introduction to Completing the Square. Now completing the square, we're going to have some fun with this in class tomorrow, but it's basically making a square. And it's what we've been doing when we've been factoring. But now it's a little more complicated, but it's also really cool. So let's start with a review. Okay? Now this should be old news, but let's practice it again just to make sure that we all know what's going on. So let's look at this first one, x plus 3 squared. I could rewrite that as x plus 3 times x plus 3. Or I remember the rule, and here's foiling x times x, x squared, x times a positive 3, 3x plus another 3x, and last plus 9. That gives us an x squared plus 6x plus 9. Now do you remember what this trinomial was called? It was a perfect square trinomial. And again, what we're doing today is completing the square. This all is related, I promise. Okay, x minus 4 squared. If you want to rewrite it as two binomials, that's fine. Go ahead. That's a subtraction sign. X squared minus 4x minus 4x plus 16. X squared minus 8x plus 16. Now this trinomial, also perfect square trinomial. Okay? So we're ready to go this way. There's a trinomial, and that's a perfect square, that's a perfect square, and this middle term times is 2 times your first term times your second term. That is a 10x. We're good. So that means this is an x plus 5 squared. Perfect square, x times x, 36, 6 times 6, this middle term, 2 times x times 6. That would be 12x, not negative 12x. That's how I know these are negative 6's. That makes our x minus 6 squared. Okay? So hopefully you're comfortable with this relationship going from a binomial squared or the other way around, starting with the trinomial and ending up with the binomial squared. So, dun dun dun. This is what we're doing now. We are going to complete the square. We have a missing term. We have our ax squared here, our bx here. We're missing that last term, that's c. So let's find it. And how you do that, it's really cool. And I'm going to show you tomorrow. We're going to play with some tiles and you'll see. This number, this coefficient, is a 6. Okay? You divide it by 2. And then you square it. So, again, take the number, the coefficient 6, divide it by 2, and then square it. What is 6 divided by 2? 3. And what is a 3 squared? 9. That missing term is a 9. And you could prove it. X times x, 3 times 3, 2 times x times 3 would get you your 6x. You have now created a perfect square trinomial. Let's try one more. X squared minus 9x plus something, we don't know what it is, we're going to find it. Take your coefficient. Now this coefficient is a negative 9. That was a terrible circle. Negative 9. Not positive 9, negative 9. Your coefficient divided by 2 and square it. Negative 9 divided by 2. That is not a good, clean, easy, perfect square number. So let's leave it as a negative 9 halves. And let's square it out. Let's separate it. Negative 9 halves times a negative 9 halves. That gets you positive 81 fourths. Okay, multiply the numerators. That looks like a face. Negative 9 times negative 9, that's positive 81. And 2 times a 2, which is 4. So now, in your box is 81 fourths. Now, this first example we did, that made a little more sense, and we've seen that perfect square trinomial before. This one, okay, what completing the square allows us to do is find that c when it's not a nice, easy, clean number, when it is a fraction. Okay? Now let's see if you can do it. Check it out, 1a and 1b, that is on page 591. In the Google form, you don't have to write the whole trinomial, just write this. Just write what's missing in the box, whatever that number is. Okay? You don't have to worry about writing the first terms of x squared or a 12x. Just write that missing term in your Google form below. Okay? Good luck, and I'll see you tomorrow. We're going to have fun. Good night.